If you've been in therapy and it's given you insight, but you still feel stuck in the same painful patterns, this video is for you. I'm going to share why therapy isn't always enough for empaths and what you can do instead to move forward when you feel stuck. I'm Monica Goldsoul, the empath healer, and I have invested a lot in my own healing and growth, including years of therapy. And therapy helped me in many ways, but eventually I realized therapy alone couldn't take me where I wanted and needed to go. Therapy can be such a powerful first step. For many of us, it's the first time that we've ever felt truly seen or validated. It gives us language for our pain, helps us make sense of our past, and begins to build the awareness that what happened to us actually mattered. Someone sees it and can validate and hold us in our pain. And that gives us a sense of awareness that is essential. It's part of the second stage in the empath's healing journey, what I call the processing stage. And I will be sharing all about the 5 stages of the empath's healing journey in another video soon. So make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss that. But in this processing stage, in stage 2, you start going to therapy, reading self-help books, and processing what you've been through. You start to understand your patterns. You learn how to talk about them and how to finally feel some relief in being seen and validated by safe therapists, mentors, or support group members. Therapy can be a useful support tool for a long time, but you'll likely eventually reach a point when talking about your pain no longer soothes you. It actually makes you feel stuck and frustrated. And that's because therapy often keeps us talking about the same problem over and over and coping with that problem instead of moving through it and beyond it, right? And really healing it. That's why so many empaths find themselves looping, knowing exactly why they feel the way they feel, right? You can connect it to your childhood and why you people please because of that, and you can see yourself doing it in real time, but that awareness doesn't create change. You still feel stuck in the same patterns. To move forward, we need more than awareness. You probably want real transformation, right? If you're here watching this channel, you want real transformation. And you would probably love for there to be a clear roadmap that helps you do that. It helps you get out of survival mode and into deep healing and transformation. And that's exactly what I help empathic women do in my group coaching program. But if you'd like to learn the exact roadmap that I take them through in my program, make sure to check out my free masterclass linked below. It's called Why Empathic, Sensitive Women Still Feel Stuck Even After Therapy and How to Break Free. In my own healing journey, therapy was helpful for a long time. Talking about my pain helped me unwind some of it, and it gave me a sense of validation and a safe place to process it all. And for a while, that felt like such a relief. But eventually, I started to notice that instead of moving forward, I felt stuck. Like I was just circling around the same wound without really healing it or seeing a real change in my life. And that was a sign that I needed to move beyond therapy into deeper healing. And once I had come to a really good place on my own, right after so much healing, I was feeling so much more deeply healed and stable. And at that point in my life, I knew I wanted to help others, right? I've always kind of had that sense and known that. And at first, I followed the traditional route of becoming a therapist, and I went to therapist school. But pretty quickly, I could feel its limits. I realized that I wasn't here to only help people process their stories and their pain and to stick within clinical models and methods. I wanted to help people actually break free from painful cycles entirely, right? With methods that had helped me, that I knew I was seeing help other people too. And that's when I chose to actually step outside the traditional box and start creating my own methods based on what had actually transformed my life and what I was seeing working with other people. And that's when I realized what was missing. Healing couldn't just be about talking through the past. It had to be about creating real change in the present. First, we have to work with the body, not just the mind. And that means somatic healing, nervous system regulation, and embodiment, because so much of our pain lives in the body, not just in our thoughts. Second, we have to address the shadow layer. These are the unconscious patterns and the protective parts of us that talking alone can't reach. And until we bring these shadows into the light, they'll keep running the show from behind the scenes. And third, we need a roadmap, not just coping tools. Healing isn't meant to be a random, endless thing. It can be a step-by-step journey. And that's exactly why I created the TSG method that you can learn about in my masterclass. Therapy can be a beautiful chapter in your healing, but it is likely not the final one either. You're not meant to just cope better. You're meant to break free and heal. When you bring in that body, that shadow, and a clear roadmap, you stop looping in pain and start being able to live from wholeness. So if this resonates, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting a video every day for 90 days and then of course beyond. And also check out that masterclass called Why Empathic Sensitive Women Still Feel Stuck Even After Therapy and How to Break Free, because inside I share the exact roadmap I developed after leaving therapist school, right? It's the same one that helped me, and it's what I now lead my clients through to move beyond coping and into real freedom. The link is below this video. See you next time.